Failure can feel like the worst thing in the world. It can make you doubt yourself, question your abilities, and even wonder if you should just give up. But I learned a very powerful truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. When I first heard the phrase fail forward, it actually changed how I viewed my mistakes. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, I started seeing it as something to embrace. Almost failing forward means using every mistake as a stepping stone, a lesson that brings you closer to success. You see, we want to see failure as that stepping stone instead of a dead end. If you look at the most successful people in the world, whether in business, in sports, or any other field, they've all experienced failure, but they didn't let it stop them. They used it to get better. So it's not about avoiding failure, but about failing smarter. Every failure has something valuable to teach you. So instead of fearing failure, welcome it as part of the process. So the next time you experience a setback, remember this: failing doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're learning. Take those lessons, improve and move forward, fail forward. You see, you're not defined by your mistakes. You're defined by what you do with them. And then the fourth piece of advice that profoundly changed my mentality is the concept of embracing the power of now. This idea comes from Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, which has had huge impact on me and many others around the world. Now, here's the thing. So much of our stress, our anxiety, and even our unhappiness comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We replay old mistakes over and over and over again, or we fret about what might go wrong tomorrow. But the truth is, the only moment we truly have is the present one, the now. I'll be honest, I used to spend a lot of time living in either the past or the future. I would constantly think about things that I should have done, things I should have done differently, whether it was a conversation I had or a choice I had to make or an opportunity I'd missed. On the flip side, I was also constantly anxious about the future, thinking about all the things that could go wrong, stressing over things that hadn't even happened yet. Now, it wasn't until I started to truly practice mindfulness and focusing on the present moment that I noticed a real change in my mental well-being. One of the biggest breakthroughs I had was during a particularly stressful period in my life when I was almost juggling too many projects at once. My mind was racing literally 24/7. I felt overwhelmed and a little out of control. I remember sitting down one afternoon and I was taking just a beautiful deep breath and just decided to focus on what was right in front of me. I stopped thinking about tomorrow or next week, and I told myself, right now, all I need to do is focus on the task in front of me. It was like somebody had shifted 20 pounds off my back. It was like literally the weight lifted from my shoulders. When you truly embrace the power of now, you start to realize that most of the things we worry about either don't matter in the present moment or are completely out of our control.